So this is one of the more mathy, weird things. I've been not worried, interested in learning about input lag for virtual pinball and different games. What I've done, I was actually looking at buying a high-speed camera, and then I realized that my Samsung Galaxy A53 has an ultra slow-mo, which will capture 960 frames a second. So roughly each frame is 1 millisecond. We're talking a margin of error different from that. So I'm going to call each one of these frames 1 millisecond. And what I've done is I've shot two videos. So on the left, I think my captures, anyway, on the left is the visual pinball. You can see my flipper button down here, and then the flipper itself. And then down below, the second one is Pinball FX, and same thing. So they're both shot with the Samsung Galaxy. Each frame is 1 millisecond. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to go into the timeline, and I'm going to advance. So you can actually see at 1 millisecond I had it set up where the button is pressed down on visual pinball, and I believe the flipper is engaged here. It's a pretty light leaf switch for Pinball FX. So if anything, I'm giving the advantage to Pinball FX by being a slight press behind, but I think they're really close. We're talking 1 millisecond difference here. So now fully depressed on both. We're at the 2 millisecond. So now you notice the flipper's down. So the button's been pressed, but the flipper hasn't started to move yet. So let's start moving forward 1 millisecond at a time. So we started on the timeline at 2 milliseconds, which is where things were fully depressed. And we're going one frame at a time. So I'm going to point out we're here. We're 17 milliseconds, so 15 milliseconds have passed. No sign of movement. Oh, how long is it going to take? Oh, wait, what's this? And over on the left, we see visual pinball starting to move. So I'm going to say that the first blur, the first sign of motion happens at 28 milliseconds. So from flipper press to reaction on the screen is 26 milliseconds. We'll say the full 28. We'll say it was depressed when I started. So 28 milliseconds. Now, so you can see how there's the little blur there. Let's keep going and see how much longer before Pinball FX starts to react. So I'm going to go here. So now we're at, we just hit 40 milliseconds. That flipper's still sitting there. Oh my goodness, come on, come on. Oh, we've got movement. Okay, so remember it says 1 second, so it's really 30 milliseconds. So this is 53 milliseconds. So going back down, going back up. So from start to here is 53 milliseconds. That's almost twice as long as visual pinball takes to react. And you can feel the difference when you're playing with what that 20 millisecond time difference makes. I'm looking forward to shooting this with a real pinball machine next and doing a comparison to see what sort of flipper lag I have there. But anyway, I hope you find this as interesting as I do. I could probably do this more polished, but all I care about is getting the video. But anyway, take care, and hope you found this informative.